Hello, zero of my subscribers. So I figured I'd do a good review on these two Pittsburgh Pro ratchets because every time I look up a lot of Pittsburgh stuff on uh, YouTube, everyone's only had it for a week, or they're like, "Yep, broke it," and they took like a 3.5 foot bar on top of the end of this already, 14 inch or something like that handle. What do you think is gonna happen? So start with the long one. This one I have had for I'm going to say 3 years. And up until, I don't know, about 6 months ago, I used it on every single thing I ever worked on. I'm talking like I built an old E36 and I just did maintenance on my truck and my Subaru, my mom's car, my brother's car, people's cars, everything. I've used this. I've used it with bars. I've tried to break it because of this. The head's floppy. The screw actually came out, so I found like a some M4 bolt, and I just ran it in until it rounded off. As you can see, the edges on that. And on this side, I just ground it down with a file. Sorry, typical YouTube focusing thing. All right, there we go. As you can tell, it's ground right down, so it's nice and smooth. Don't cut my fingers on it. But yeah, it didn't stop it from being floppy. Maybe if I put like a small washer in here, but I mean, it was like 20 something bucks and I just haven't stopped using it. Other than that, that's literally the only thing I've ever seen with it. I did take it apart one time and just oil it up a little bit. Just some 3-in-1 oil, like this stuff. Get it right at Harbor Freight when you buy it. And that literally, that's only one time in 3 years. And it doesn't miss any teeth. All of them are good. It holds up to still anything I give it. So because I like that one so much, I decided to go with the short one because why not, right? I've had this one for I think 6 months, and that's why I was saying how that one was my normal go-to until about 6 months ago, and then I got this one, and I've used this one a lot too, but not nearly as much. You can tell by the handle. That's as clean as that's gonna get. This one still gets pretty clean. Still has Pittsburgh on it. That one does too. But yeah, this one, not floppy, not at all. There's a good chance, because I didn't know anything about tools when I bought this one, I didn't do the Harbor Freight pick and go through the rack and get the one that was the stiffest, because I don't ever remember it really being stiff. This one's definitely way stiffer and way better. This one, it's the same exact ratchet. This one's just a little newer. It's a little louder. But I've also never taken this one apart and oiled it, so that's probably why. But everything else is held up perfect. Switch works just fine. Same with this one. Tiny bit looser. But that screw right there, that Torx bit, tightens that up. So I could literally just snug that up a little bit. On that one, this one, I just leave until it gets worn in. The handles on these are a handle. But no, everyone's like, oh, the metal doesn't go all the way through the handle. That's why it's cheaper. I have never had that matter, not one bit. It's never bothered me at all that the metal only goes to here, so it doesn't matter. Even if you put a bar on it, you put the bar up to here anyway, so it don't make a difference. I've had this one bending, like it had a good arc to it. This was like, this corner was almost like touching here. Yeah, it was bad, and it still never broke, and I swear by it. All my buddies that went to school for mechanic stuff, I did not. They all have Snap-on, the same thing as this, and they're like, oh, well, we broke tons of these in class and this. I'm like, well, if you put a 6-foot bar on a 3/8 ratchet, that's 72 teeth. What do you think is going to happen? If you use these like a normal ratchet, even if you put a bar on them, I have not had them break. I do have the 1/4-inch one too, so hold on one second. Let me grab that. All right, this one I bought before this one, and this is a lifesaver. It's not terribly, it's not the longest 1/4-inch, but it's definitely middle of the road. The switching mechanism on this one is Not as defined. Teeth are super fine though. It's never skipped anything. I've given it, you know, plenty of torque. I'm not, you know, small guy. I got a gut, 200 pounds. 200-pound gorilla is, you know, a good channel you should all watch is AVE. He is great. If you don't mind swearing and stuff, he is one of my favorite channels. I've given this the beans. It doesn't break. It's the same sort of deal. It's just a smaller version of those. Again, the head on this one has not gone floppy. So I think this one was just a dud. I'm probably going to keep this one and buy another one just because why not have a spare one that you can put a bar on in a certain situation, or maybe sometimes the loose head might be good. You don't know if the head breaks off. Actually when it first came off, I used it as like a palm ratchet and just used it like that for a little while until I put a new screw in it, but it is what it is. But yeah, I swear by these, and they're not expensive. I mean, here's like $50 worth of ratchets. It's pretty crazy. So I figured real quick I could measure them. If I could find my tape measure, I got a lot going on. So I think I don't know where my good one is, but I'll be right back. There we go, a 35-foot power lock to measure a few inches. We got this. So I'll since I only have one hand, I'll pause again and lock it out so we can just measure them. All right, so I was actually right, incredibly, when I first said that this one had a 14-inch handle. Well, I guess I was wrong. The handle is 12 inches, but you know what I mean. 14-inch long. This one's 10 inches long, and this one is 7 inches long. And like I said before, I swear by all three of these. I work on a ton of stuff. Never broke them. So I think if you're looking to get into I would even say amateur DIY, because these are so cheap. I say so cheap. You can get cheaper ones there that'll work just fine. But as far as a good ratchet that won't break and has fine teeth and is small, thin, with flex heads, I don't have the straight ones of any of these because I just use the flex head, and I have other ratchets that are straight. But yeah, I'd go ahead and get these. Spend the $60, I think, total for all these. I might get the 1/2-inch one soon, but I have a 1/2-inch long Craftsman that I've been using for a long time. But yeah, that's pretty much wraps it up there. I don't want to keep rambling on for too long, but if you want to see tests of these and you want to see them in action a little bit, just let me know, comment on the video. I'm not going to tell you to subscribe and like it because I don't do a lot of YouTube, so I'm not doing such a good job at this video, but I have a bunch of other tools. If you want to see more tool stuff, just let me know. I don't really upload often, but maybe I will if there's more comments. So, yep, have a good day and see you later.